Today's show is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with the advertisers that fit your audience. That's Podgo at podgo.co. Podgo, that's where the pods go.
Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Hello. It is Russ and Kyle and Michelle, and still just the three of us at this point. We are...
So far.
Yeah, the baby is due at midnight. Is that how it works, by the way? Is it 11:59, then midnight, then boom, baby?
Yeah, it's on a schedule.
Okay, sweet. Cool. All right,
the alarm clock goes off and then it gets ejected.
Right. Sweet. Well, it's not the worst question I've heard asked to you in the last, 10 minutes about the baby. So we have been, I don't know if there's a better word for this, but threatening that our season finale is coming for several weeks now. And here we are because we are actually at the due date. Michelle and Kyle were so gracious as to make a plan to record this prior to the due date, just in case. We have a album review for you in the second half of this episode that's going to serve as our season finale, which is...
Wait, don't put this on me. No.
How am I not putting this on you?
We are recording
you're
early
having the
because
baby.
of your birthday.
Oh, really? Do you want to just chance it and do it on Saturday?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No.
You said... No, it's my birthday, and I get a birth month, and I don't want to do anything.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, and you were like Thursday, and that's the last day that we were able to record before your birth month shenanigans begin.
Is it cool with you if I just move the show along, or do you want to?
So boy,
do you have a lot more things we could discuss when we're not on the air? Well, good.
Well, just don't spread lies, man.
We have feedback about people spreading lies on this show. So,
was it me?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It wasn't me. So anyways, one thing I do want to say is that via Twitter, I know we joke about it. You guys don't check social media, but via Twitter and within the Odd Pods family and via Instagram, a whole bunch of people have sent well wishes for you guys. And like in all sincerity, like I know we've had a bunch of, wait till the baby gets here and jokes like that. But like a lot of people have tweeted and been like, keeping up with us, and are like, great, hopefully they have an easy time and all that stuff. So I wanted to let you guys know that.
Oh, thanks.
All within the Odd Pods family as well. And what's funny is that within the Odd Pods family, everybody's like, okay, so the baby's coming and you're taking 2 weeks off? And I'm like, yeah. And within like our family of shows, everybody's like, okay, well, if they don't make it back, like if you need a host, I'm good. Like people are like chomping to get at the seats. So I think that's funny. And we actually have other feedback regarding that as well. So anyways, I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. And then the cool thing is I have been talking about our YouTube channel a lot lately, and at the top of every episode I go on about how we have 2 videos every week. Even though we're not going to have a podcast episode for the next 2 weeks, we will have 2 YouTube videos per week while we're off.
So it makes up for it.
Yeah, so we'll still have 4 videos that will come out in between the time everyone is hearing this episode and the next episode comes out post-baby, after Cornelius is here.
Or Russell.
Right. Well, middle name is what I'm looking for. Because a lot of people choose their middle name to go after, to go by the rest of their life. So that's why I'm looking for the middle name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like first name is a bit intrusive, don't you think? That's a lot to ask. So that's why I'm going with middle name.
That's so nice of you.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't believe you're that nice.
I know. Speaking of me being nice, we have a bunch of feedback to get to. And before we do that, we have to pay bills as always. So the feedback this week is brought to you by Manscaped. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, our go-to for men's below-the-waist grooming products. Manscaped new product alert. It's time to stop, drop, and order this brand new shaving kit that they just launched. Introducing the Ultra Smooth Package, a specialized groin shaving kit to help you buff, protect, and smooth your most sensitive areas. Ooh. Get 20% off and free shipping with our code IGP20 at manscaped.com. From the legends who introduced the electric ball hair trimmer, we now have the razor and set to get you trimmed front to back. The Manscaped Ultra Smooth Package is a 3-step kit to make your package the perfect package. Step 1. Crop Exfoliator. Infused with ingredients that can soothe, clear, and keep the skin on and around your groin feeling refreshed, the Crop Exfoliator exfoliator can help reduce the risk of ingrown hairs in your delicate places. Step 2, crop gel. See where you're shaving with our unique, clear shaving gel just for the groin. With 4 essential oils, it's like a spa treatment every time you shave. Step 3, it's time to shave. The crop shaver was designed for shaving your groin area with confidence. 3 precision blades include extra wide lubricating strips and a pivoting head for the ultimate groin grooming experience. The crop shaver is not your average shaver. It's smaller and thicker with a micro comb bar that allows for the best shave possible from any angle. It's time to get up close and personal with the best tools for the job. The Ultra Smooth package from Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code IGP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code IGP20 at manscaped.com. Smooth out the fellas with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. I think I used to absolutely love the laughing that you both would do during the ad reads, but I liked this past one where Michelle's, ooh, and it's like totally natural too. Like she wasn't even being a smartass.
Smooth out the fellas.
There you go. Smooth out the fellas. All right, cool.
Oh,
let's
boy.
get into this feedback.
Feedback job.
Don't worry about that. Right. There's rock and roll be without feedback.
First piece of feedback this week comes from Nick Fowler, who says, hopefully Michelle can drag out this whole baby thing for a couple more weeks. I really enjoy having a new IGP every Monday. So how long can you delay this? Can we just put it off
Indefinitely. I'm not looking forward to...
till the child's 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really am not looking forward to birthing the child. So,
right.
it's fine. We can keep going.
And you still, just to go back one topic before feedback, that's still a no on live streaming the birth on our YouTube channel?
It's like 50-50.
Okay. All right. Well, just, you guys text me.
Well, can we do the thing where people send money?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
$5 super chat from so-and-so.
Yeah! Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in it.
I will be happy to run that. So, Nick goes on to say, Russ, if I wasn't driving when I was listening to this episode, I would have stood up and applauded when you defended the inclusion of Jay-Z in this year's class. I get tired of having the same conversation with people every time a, quote, non-traditional artist gets into the Hall of Fame. Not only is rap and R&B a branch off the same tree as rock and roll, it's also undeniable that these artists had a huge impact on the rock music itself from the same period. Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Papa Roach, etc. Music as a whole. It's also about time Charlie Patton, Gil Scott-Heron, and Clarence Avant got some well-deserved recognition as well. There's a good documentary on Clarence Avant called The Black Godfather, if you're unfamiliar with his career and influence, which is I will absolutely watch.
Yeah.
Because it's an artist that I had said on the episode, that's him and Gil Scott-Heron are one of those things where when that comes up, a lot of people will be like, oh, time to go get snacks. And I'll be like, nope, this is where I learn. We still got some feedback from our Michael Jackson Invincible episode, and we had a user who goes by the name Historic, which I assume they agree with me that History is the best album.
Maybe.
They can have their name be Historic. Said, listen to the episode tonight while driving home. Being his most arguably unknown studio album post-Thriller, it was really fun hearing opinions about it from people that didn't come from regular Michael Jackson fans. So it was pretty great to hear what people thought about it. I agree with the sequencing, and I'd go further and say not only cut tracks, but replace a number of outtakes that have since surfaced posthumously. Your friends commented on how long the tracks go for, but that's definitely a Michael thing. He loved how long tracks go on and would always push for the songs to be longer. Now, that last part I disagree with to a certain extent, because I feel like on Dangerous and History, sure, but Bad and Before is all 3.5-minute pop songs. That stuff was made for the radio.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that Michael Jackson probably was the guy that was like, just keep that track going. But
Loop it again.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have our first of 2 pieces of feedback from Seth this week. You will know momentarily why these are written and not voiced.
Oh, boy.
I just cannot indulge Michelle and Kyle's hateful ways anymore. This means no more voicemails, Kyle. I hope you're happy.
On the way here, Kyle was like, there better be a Seth voicemail.
Well, careful what you wish for. Also, I would like to start a petition to have me on your season finale while Kyle and Michelle are not there. So I can't help you with that first part, Seth, about being on the season finale, because we're doing it right now. But, I don't know. We'll see in a couple weeks how Michelle's feeling. And if she's not back up to being, I don't know. Maybe we'll have Seth on and he can present his Beyonce case to the world while you guys aren't here.
Maybe I'll just phone in on that one and we can fight.
Maybe you leave a voicemail. In communist Russia, voicemail leaves you. And a listener named Jay Wonder. Now, here's one thing that I really like is you asked me a question. Well, you typically ask me 2 questions on this show, and Kyle, you can back me up on this. Number 1 is who's that?
Accurate.
And the other is, are they still alive?
I do ask that a lot.
Yeah.
Or how tall are they?
You asked me, when we talked about Avril Lavigne, you're like, she's still alive?
We'll be driving in the car and somebody will come on the radio and she'll be like, I thought he was dead.
It's almost like you're on the radio when a new song starts. You want to be like, okay, real quick.
He does that to me. As soon as the song starts, he's like, before you even ask, here are all the details I know about anything to do with this song.
Right. But what I like is that we have listeners like Jay Wonder who didn't write us a tweet and go, this person is still alive and how dumb can you be? And what, it was just a helpful tweet that they wrote to us, which says, I wanted to let you guys know that Clarence Avant is still alive. In fact, Netflix released a great documentary about him called The Black Godfather, which is the one that Nick referenced as well. So I just like that we got that piece of feedback from two different listeners and they both went about it a nice way, instead of just being like, oh, I know more than you, So we really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. So, and I wanted to make sure to read it. We have a follow-up text from Seth. Follow-up tweet. As I finished the episode, to answer your question, Dave Grohl is on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination committee, which I'm going to stop on Seth's thing there. Crazy that Dave's in so many times.
Yeah, weird.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Maybe he likes spaghetti.
But the second half from Seth, I do agree with here. Also, I think you're focusing too much on influence. Their impact is immense. I do agree that Iron Maiden should have been in before them. So what Seth is talking about is, I don't know if you guys remember, but I took, a quick 15 minutes in the last episode to go on about how influential the Foo Fighters are not.
Yeah, we're just going upon definition, man.
Yeah, well, he's right, though, in that I zeroed in on that one point.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
But how much weight does that one point hold?
Well, with me, apparently everything.
If they're all weighted equal, then yes. But if that one's more important.
Right, yeah. For me, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just because you both know this. Anytime you hear a song, I'm always the guy that's like, oh, well, that's from this, and they got that style from that.
Right.
So I'm like big into the impact and the history of things. So it probably matters to me more than anything. But the reason why influence matters so much to me is because I want this thing to be carried on. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to be influenced by other people. I'm not happy that we don't have anybody that's influenced by the Foo Fighters. We just don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's on the board. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm on the hosting board for this show, and I keep showing up on every single episode.
I know. We keep trying to kick you out.
How you're on still is beyond me.
I don't even know how I get here every week.
Hey, Michelle, what time did you guys arrive? I don't know. How long have a day? How long have I been here? All right, moving right along. Our jammies. So I have two jammy jams. One is recycled from a couple weeks ago, but in a good way. I can't stop listening to that new Royal Blood album, Typhoons.
I keep forgetting.
Oh, I know. Because I haven't got the text that's like either, I don't know why you like this so much, or holy crap, you were right, which is hard for her to say, but I was hoping to get the second one.
I don't think those words have ever come out of my mouth.
I actually have it recorded somewhere on this hard drive. You saying, no, you're right.
Oops, never said it.
Anyways, somewhere on this board, I have you saying that I'm right. The Royal Blood album, Typhoons, and it's weird for me because I'm like big into sequencing and I really like listening to things. It doesn't matter. I can put on any song from this record and just love what I'm hearing. The other album, the other song rather, that's been my jammy jam this week could not be more different than that. And I have no idea why, but this keeps getting stuck in my head anywhere I go. I have to assume it's like a Muzak thing, like it must be playing in stores or something, is We Built This City by Starship.
Right.
And I don't care that, like, people, that's one of those songs that people are always like, oh, it must be a guilty pleasure. Or like, oh, you really listen to that? Yeah, so, yep, I really listen to that. And, but for some reason, I can't get enough of that song this week. Like, I keep listening to it a lot, which is crazy. And my favorite part, by the way, on a jump off on a side note real quick, is when people insult We Built This City and people go on about, like, how, that must be a guilty pleasure or whatever. The guy that wrote We Built This City is Bernie Taupin, who wrote every Elton John song that everyone loves. Like Tiny Dancer, Daniel, Your Song, Candle in the Wind, that's all Bernie Taupin. So when you insult We Built the City, you're insulting Bernie Taupin. I just want to throw that out there.
Noted.
I was going to say, obviously this changed Michelle's world. So having said that, Kyle, let's move over to you and see what your jammy jams are.
Lloyd Banks released a new album. It's like the first album in like,
I was going to say, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
80 years probably. Yeah. Longer than that maybe. It's called The Course of the Inevitable.
And
I like it and I don't like it at the same time. It sounds...
What's the problem with it?
I like him because he's a very talented rapper, but the production, it just doesn't sound like mixed and mastered very well.
Okay, not to be a dick. In today's, like, we just went through a pandemic.
Yeah.
All you have to do is sit around with a pair of cans on and make sure your shit sounds fine.
Yeah, and there's actually no a couple of the guys that produced one of the records on this album, and that song sounds fine. But like a lot of the other ones, it sounds like he was recording on his laptop, and then they just put those vocals straight off his laptop onto the song. It just
there's no excuse for that. Like unless it was some sort of artistic statement. I don't know if it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he would have chose to do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was like a deadline where he needed to put it out, and I don't know. I don't know what the reason is.
But
it just sounds.
You want to like it more than you do.
It sounds unpolished, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Production will kill a record.
Yes. But lyrically, the record is great. But
it's like you got to listen to crap production to get to the lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't know who Lloyd Banks is, he was 1/4 of G Unit. You've heard him before, and he's been around for quite a while.
Right on. What else you got?
I also found myself listening to Maroon 5.
All right. Sellouts.
Sellouts.
I was gonna open it with. I know you guys think they're sellouts, but their album 5.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
I swear that was totally on accident, but I'm gonna leave it. That was 1,000% on accident, but I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, their album 5. I just can't. They're so good at just putting out hits.
Oh yeah,
It's just,
yeah. I mean, you can't deny them.
Yeah,
that.
man. It's just a.
Is 5 the latest one?
It's
or?
their newest one. They have another one coming out soon, I think, because they're releasing singles off of it.
Gotcha.
They have a new single with Megan Thee Stallion or something.
Gotcha.
Too, but
you'll have to excuse me 1 second. This drop I do mean to do.
No, you're right.
Okay, sorry. I found that on my hard drive real quick. So anyways, so the whole record, or is it, okay.
So I was finishing the Baby Room earlier, and I literally listened to the entire thing all the way through, just jamming out in the nursery.
In the interest of full disclosure, I probably haven't given a Maroon 5 album a fair shake since their third one. Whatever one has I Won't Go Home Without You, I love that song, and I like that album a lot. And then I think from like the fourth one on, I was like, So I could definitely go back and give them another try.
Yeah.
You never know. There could be stuff that I would like. I mean, I'm sure it's all meant to get stuck in your head.
Yeah, and it all does too. It's very easy to listen to and rock along with.
Right on. Cool. Is that what you got then? Lloyd Banks and Maroon 5?
And Russ, but nothing specific. I
didn't even put out an album.
But yeah, I put on the Spotify playlist called "This Is Russ," and it just has a bunch of shit from all of his
music I just really like.
Is it you doing covers?
Yeah, it's all me doing acoustic covers
In your basement.
It's half acoustic and half a cappella.
With only the triangle.
Right. Yeah, of course. Triangle Sally's on there from SNL. Michelle, your very last Jammy Jams before your Jammy Jams become all the Wiggles going forward. I'm going to be in about a month. I'm going to be like, Michelle, what are your Jammy Jams? All right, so I was watching Sesame Street.
Backyardigans.
Yeah. Yep.
The ABCs, have you ever heard it? So good.
I heard an incredible a cappella rendition of the ABCs. I've been listening to Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes a lot. So anyways, what are your Jammy Jams?
I only have 2.
Okay. That's better than some weeks. I'll take it. We've had 1.5 weeks. So
this is, it's like 2.
Okay.
Well, let's call it 2.
2 is better than an audiobook, so.
Yeah.
It's not an audiobook. Just the song Cute Without the T from Taking Back Sunday. It's been stuck in my head all week. Okay. I know that you don't do
I own
Taking Back Sunday.
Tell All Your Friends. Is that Taking Back
Yep,
Sunday? Then
that
yes, I own that album.
You sound super confident.
It's one of 2 albums I have out of 1,400 that I own for other people.
I thought the brand new one was the only
brand
one.
new, and I bought the Taking Back Sunday in case anybody else ever wanted to hear it.
Ever on planet Earth.
And then I was like, I should stop doing that. I don't want to hear this music.
Yeah, you do.
No. You can't just say things and make it a fact.
I can.
No.
And then it's just been all KALEO, but not all just surface sounds. I'll play surface sounds, and then it just Spotify will
goes
just play.
on and plays.
And I'm just like,
wants.
okay, yeah. And then I just listen to that all week. So,
Right on.
but Broken Bones from AB was one of my jams. All the Pretty Girls is a jam from their previous record.
The first one's self-titled, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Wait, how many records do they have?
3.5.
3, yeah. Well, 3 full releases.
Let me make sure before I. So the first one's probably self-titled, right? That's the one we
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
Yep.
So then it's AB, which is the one that everyone knows
Right.
from, and then Surface Sounds.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. we will get into some of their past works as well inherently by doing surface sounds. So those are the jamming jams. The last time it's just the three of us before, the baby's here chiming in with its jamming jams. Yeah. I am going to take us to break real quick. When we come back, we are going to get into our album review, which is going to be, I think, hands down the newest album that we've reviewed so far.
Yeah, it just came out a month ago.
Yep, for sure. So we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our album review of KALEO Surface Sounds. You're listening to the Infectious Groove podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie.
And we are BFYTW, a podcast all about playing games and having fun. Our games are usually based on British panel shows and game shows, but we'll play anything that captures our attention and imagination. Why? It's right there in the title.
You'll never guess what the F stands for.
Hi there, I'm Kyle Sutton.
I'm Trisha Campbell.
And we're the hosts of My Drunk Movie Theater. Join us every week as we go through the silly things that we wind up getting up to at our jobs working at a local multiplex. We also talk about all the current events that are happening in the movie world that affect us and affect you as the viewers. Trisha?
We also get off topic quite a bit and we'll ramble, so there's that too.
Yeah, well, alcohol does that to you. So hit the subscribe button. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, almost anywhere that your podcasts are available.
Speaking of production, that record that we used for Bumpers In and Out was recorded on a laptop, and it's produced just fine.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I know, that's crazy. So we are going to get into our next segment, our main topic for this week being an album review. Here we go.
The Infectious Groove Podcast.
Album review.
Oh, I'm sure I'll say something dumb.
I'll never get over it. I will never make a better drop.
That's great.
I know. I'll never make a better drop than that. This week's album review is brought to you by Michelle, who chose KALEO or KALEO. Or you have a third fighter has joined the race. Yeah. Michelle looked it up on is it just Google? And how does Google say it?
KALEO.
KALEO?
KALEO.
That's not right.
Yeah. So it's either KALEO, or KALEO.
I'm betting it's one of the first two. So their album Surface Sounds, which is
which we know how to pronounce.
Super easy to pronounce. It is, we believe, their third album. There might be an EP in there that we're not aware of, but most people, I would say in the U.S., don't even know that they had an album before AB, which is their second album with the black and white cover. And that's, if you watched television and saw a commercial about 4 years ago, then if I play any song off of KALEO's second album, you'll be like, oh, I know that band.
I wish they would just call in.
Way Down We Go is probably the one that everyone knows.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish they would call us and tell us how to pronounce their name.
I know.
That would
That's
be
what I'm saying.
So helpful.
Well,
I wish that, I think his name is JJ. If he would just be here.
Yeah, well, you never know. I'll reach out to him, and when they start the tour, we'll reach out to him, see if we can get him at least on Zoom or something.
Yeah,
do an interview.
He's going to be in Detroit.
First question out of the gate. Hey, man, how do you say that?
You know that band you're in?
Yeah, we'll get into your lyrics and the depth of everything. But first of all, how do you say that? So, having said that, their most recent record came out April 23rd, 2021. And I didn't prep you for this question, but am I wrong, or was it the record was supposed to come out well before that, right? But then it got delayed.
Supposed to come out a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in April of 2020, right before the tour started, and then we had tickets for it, and then they were like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah. Well, if you're a young band, you can't really put something new out without being able to promote it with a tour. Just support it. So for me, I was looking forward to this record because we do have the first and second albums, and I really, really, really love the albums. And I was behind you guys on it because you guys used a newfangled streaming technology and were listening to the album before me. And I'm not super stickler guy. Like, there's some albums I'll try out in their entirety. I just don't like listening to over half the record before the whole thing is available.
Because they had started dropping tracks in January of last year, and then they had anticipated it like dropping singles, and then in April, and they were like, just kidding. So then I've had these 3 songs, I think, for over a year that I've been playing nonstop in anticipation.
So I waited till the release date, which was April 23rd of this year, and I went and picked up the vinyl, and y'all had been listening to it like streaming since that morning. So I was a little bit behind on listening to it, but I do have a lot of tracks that I really, really, really like on this record. Michelle, since you brought this to the table for us, we might as well start with you. What were your best tracks on the record?
This is a record.
Oh boy.
It is a record.
Available in many formats.
That's so strange.
That there are no stinkers on, and I pretty much love every track. But if I had to highlight a few, I would say that Hey Gringo is one of the tracks that stood out to me as being very different from what they normally sound like.
That's my number one best track on the
And
album.
the first time I heard it, I was like, what is going on? And then as soon as it kicks in, and you'll like, when you listen to it, you hear it, as soon as it kicks in, I was like, this is amazing. Like that is what the growth that you like to see in bands, in my opinion. That was one of the first ones that stood out to me on the record.
It's also the point in the record where the record starts to move the needle for me, but I'll get into that in a bit.
Alter Ego is the one that sounds like Jet, right?
I thought that was, Alter Ego sounds like Jet.
Dude.
I like Skinny. Skinny is another jam that I can just put on by itself. And then I Walk on Water, which like it's very, I feel like that one is very KALEO. Like I feel like that is very much what I expected, but I love that track. So
yeah, I had that in mind as well. Kyle, what do you got for your favorites?
I think my favorite song on the entire track is My Fair Lady.
Right on.
Along with Skinny and Backbone.
Yeah,
Backbone's a good one.
As well.
Those are like the top ones, I would say.
For me, I had 4 that were my top on there. One has to do with sequencing is Hey Gringo. Like, we'll get into this in a little bit, but for me, the album doesn't even start till that song.
Really?
Yep. And it's not, and I put for stinker, I have no stinkers on the record, but I could absolutely take or leave the album if I'm listening to it straight through until that song starts. And then as soon as that song starts, I'm like, okay, we're off to the races.
See,
and then all my favorites are following that.
See, now I think we're opposite. I don't dislike the second half of the record, but the first half is by far my favorite. And then after Hey Gringo, the mood shifts, and it's just,
which is what I like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like the first part.
Well, I know. We'll get into that in a minute when we get into the stinkers, because it's a weird situation for me, because I would never say the first 4 or 5 songs are bad,
right?
But I would skip them before and go right to the tracks that I love. You
right.
know? So anyways, I'm sorry. Before I keep saying, we'll get to it in a minute. So here's what we'll actually say. So Hey Gringo reminds me greatly of Island in the Sun by Weezer and Miss You by the Stones.
Ah, yeah.
So if you have heard KALEO before and you haven't heard this record yet, that'll give you an idea of how different these tracks are. I Want More. I have, that's probably my favorite song on the record.
Really? I love it, but I
love that song. And then Backbone and Walk on Water, which was each of yours you had as well. So as far as stinkers go, Kyle, you haven't said yet for sure. Do you have any on here that you're just no?
I literally listen to this record all the way through. Every time I listen to it, it's just fucking great.
My issue, I think, with the whole record is the sequencing. That to me, now this is just me, but until you get to Hey Gringo, this album could be called This Is More KALEO.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I hear that.
Whereas, like, I would have, if you're going to do some of the same stuff, I would have liked to have seen it shaken up.
I think Alter Ego is a little bit, a little bit. I think I would expect that from KALEO, but I think it's definitely a growth from their last album.
The song I'm thinking of that it sounds like it's Cold Hard Bitch, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Like me, if I was tracking this record, I would have made Hey Gringo the first track, just so that every KALEO fan was like, no!
Yeah.
You know, and then put one that sounds like your old sound right after it, so they all calm down.
You are right, because as you start to listen to it, you're like, oh, okay, this is more of what I'm used to. And then Alter Ego happens, and you're kind of like, well, this is different. And then it like goes back to a little bit back to, and then it starts with.
I'm telling you guys,
Gringo,
the very first time I listened to this record straight through on vinyl, I'm convinced that this was tracked this way on purpose. Like, hey, you like us, right? You okay? Yeah.
We're cool.
You still following? I'm over here now. Like, that's honest to God. That's how I feel about. Like, I was telling my brother-in-law doesn't know them that well, and we were listening to it, and I said I haven't heard anything off this record. I'm going to drop the needle on it for the first time. And the first 3 tracks that happened, I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, let me put it this way: with Royal Blood. When he heard them, I had to be like, just so you know, the rest of their stuff doesn't sound like this at all.
Right.
You know? With KALEO, I was like, okay, no, just so you know, if you like what you're hearing now, you're going to love the other 2 albums because this is the same thing, right? And then the album started to stray so far away from that I was like, I think they're training their fans. Like, you know, because like you take somebody like Mumford with Wilder Mind, the way that record is tracked, their fan, if you talk to any Mumford & Sons fans, they'll tell you that and Delta are terrible. And they're just wrong.
They're wrong.
Yeah.
They're not Mumford & Sons fans then.
Right. Oh, now Not my Mumford and Sons fans.
Not my Mumford.
But I think Wilder Mind is tracked perfectly that way, where it literally what's the single off that? Believe being the first single was like, hey, this sounds like what you're used to, and then when you put the record on, they were like, oh, and also electronic, so
See,
go ahead.
I like how the sequencing is kind of out of whack on this versus the Michael Jackson record. It really bothered me listening to that versus listening to this. I don't know what.
And that's what I mean.
I don't know why.
It's hard to describe. I don't hate it at all, and I don't even dislike those first several songs. Let me put it this way: when we're done recording, if you guys went over and you pulled either of the 3 albums and you either played side 1 of that record or one of the other ones, I wouldn't be able to tell you which record it is. And I don't mean that that's a bad thing. I swear to you, I really think this album is tracked that way on purpose. It's like, hey, that you like us, here's more of what you like, and then also we're going to do this too. And I hope that means they're going to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
I don't want the next record to be 10 tracks of Hey Gringo, but I would like for it to be 10 tracks that aren't, hey, here's our second album again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what do you guys think? Do you think it might have been tracked that way on purpose?
Now that you say that, it makes sense.
I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to introduce what they're capable of. To
Yeah.
everybody.
That's a real good way to put it.
Yeah, so it's different. It gets different than what everyone's used to, but then it's kind of it toes the line of what everyone already knows too.
I'll tell you this much: if you would have asked me a month before that record came out if they would ever do a track like Hey Gringo, I would have been like, no.
Yeah.
So it was a super pleasant surprise for me, especially coming off the Foo Fighters record that was so similar, upbeat and totally sounds completely different than anything they'd done before as well. I'm like, hooray.
I like that it does have that KALEO feel to it, though.
For sure. Well, a lot of that comes from his voice, though. If he's
for
singing,
sure, he could sing the phone book to me, and it would
so
be
it's
fine.
it's like with GNR. It's like anything. If you're like, oh, it's got a GNR fan. Well, if Axel's singing it, it's good.
Yeah, but like you were saying with Mumford, that Wilder Mind and Delta, completely different. I don't think that there's a lot similar to the records before. They're not leading you in. It's just like they're like, here's what we're doing now, which I also enjoy. But I think that I like that also that they had KALEO had a little bit of their old oomph.
I appreciate you leaning into your mic for that. When I'm editing and I look at that WAV file and be like, what is that? One thing, and I almost never mention this because I don't want to go on and on about vinyl and that type of thing.
You don't?
Usually I save that for the whole...
Are you, Russ?
Well, I usually save that for the other avenue that we have so that people that tune in that might not be into vinyl are not like, oh, he's going on about vinyl again.
Or you save that to tell us about it. I'm just kidding.
What?
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
What the hell's going on here? Good. Golly, Miss Molly.
Agreed.
Thanks, Casey. So
Anyways.
the vinyl pressing of this record, I think, makes a much bigger statement than most people realize. And I was telling you guys this, it's over 2 LPs when there's not enough music to facilitate 2 LPs, even at 45 RPM. So they put it over 3 sides, and then I think the 4th side has a
etching on it.
Etching. Yep. But most young upcoming bands wouldn't dream of being able to get their record cut at 45 RPM.
Why is that?
Well, the whole process takes longer. You have to get somebody who really knows what they're doing to cut, to divide the songs up to be on 3 sides instead of 4. And the reason why it matters is because with the grooves being further apart, you have room for a lot more detail. And to give you an idea, the only other LPs that I have that are cut at 45 RPM are Fleetwood Mac Rumors, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, and Nirvana In Utero. And
Holy shit.
Yeah, and those are all special pressings that I had to pay extra to get those versions.
They weren't originally pressed like
that.
No.
They were all at 33 originally. And then, eventually companies come along and they're like, whoa, we better give this one the special treatment. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying there are bands who do it on their own or whatever else, but usually a major label like this, you're going to get the record at 33 on 1 LP and, a paper inner sleeve, and that's it. And this is the way this is handled on vinyl is almost like a deluxe reissue of another album. It's really, really nice jacket. The artwork is top notch.
Yeah.
A giant step above the handprints in black and white that was their second album cover. And another thing was when we were trying to find their first and second record on vinyl, there were huge misprints and problems with the original pressings of their second record on vinyl, and people were just complaining up a storm about the sound. So to go from your second record being like apparently pressed in someone's trunk to, this third one being on this like luxurious gatefold and at 45 RPM, and it sounds like you guys have heard my system down here. It sounds like they're in the house.
Yeah.
Even on ours, which we don't have we just have a very
aware.
basic. It was your old record player, first of all.
I know, just kidding.
It sounds amazing.
So for me, that makes me have. We've gone on about how labels don't put any faith in young bands and labels don't support young bands. I mean, for something like that, that's something that audiophiles, one word, would like get turned onto that band just as demo material, like a high-end audio store, like, oh, here, let me play this record for you. Oh, I've never heard that band before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, instead it's just like, oh, you want to hear Dreams again? You know what I mean? Like, here's new material that's cut that way. So, like I say, it's awesome for me as being a vinyl fan, the way that it's done, but it says a lot more to me than just, oh, this is done this way. Like, it says to me that the label is like, here's the real deal.
It is the real deal.
Yeah. We've seen them twice in concert or once?
Twice. Once in Chicago, once here.
Once in Chicago and once here, yeah. And you have yet to see them, right?
No. Red Rocks will be the first time.
No, we have tickets to see them in April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
from the rescheduled show from last year.
Oh.
And then we have tickets to see them
with all these
April.
rescheduled shows. I feel like I'm waiting for GNR in 91 again. I swear to God, this is a true story. I had tickets to see GNR in 91. And Axl got arrested, so the Detroit show got delayed. And then the second time we got a week from the show, and Slash broke his arm, so the show got delayed. Anyways, long story short, they did a different tour with Metallica, like after the Use Your Illusion tour. So I bought tickets to that and saw that tour, and still had my tickets from the delayed first show. And I saw the delayed first show in April of '93. When the original show was supposed to happen in March of 91.
Wow.
So only 2 years.
Yeah, not by Axl Rose standards.
I was going to say, by their standards, that's not that long.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So having said that, with the record itself, I personally, what's funny is one of the questions we always ask is, would you buy this? And we all did.
Shit, yeah, we pre-ordered this thing a year ago.
Yeah.
So we were waiting for a year for this fucking thing to come in the mail.
Not only would I buy it, I'd wait through a pandemic for it.
Yeah, mine came signed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cool. I'm a pretty big deal over here.
Do you keep telling her she's cool? Yeah, whereas I just went and bought it from the record store. Oh, speaking of which, I need to show you that. There's a place called the Record Store near here.
I bought it direct from the artist.
No, and that's, the only issue I would have is if you were like, yep, and then I got it off Amazon. I would be like, but the record store's right there.
I pre-ordered it from the artist over a year ago.
Speaking of which, did you use your birthday gift yet?
No, I don't know what I'm going to buy.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought you were going to be like, no, I don't know where it is.
No, I'm re-gifting it back to you.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Right. Just so I know, because sometimes, I honestly don't know this, sometimes CDs will come with bonus tracks and whatnot. Does it have the same tracks on the CD?
I put the CD in my car already, and it has the same.
That was going to be my only gripe about them doing the etching on side 4, is if there were bonus tracks on the CD, I was going to be like, there's a whole side right here.
Yeah. He ruined it.
Yeah. So we would absolutely, all three of us, put our stamp on buying this.
I've been telling everyone who will listen to buy it, so
no one. You can't keep setting yourself up like that.
Can I go home?
This is where the listener last week who said, I'm so protective of Michelle. You're going to need to look him up and go hang out and listen to 2,000 volts. 200 volts. So we, all three of us, would buy this. Now, I do think where we're all going to differ is on the scoring. Because I have a feeling I'm looking at a woman who's about to say 10 out of 10, and I'm going to be so wildly upset.
Why? Because Pet Sounds is a solid 5?
I will cut you on this show.
I will. Well, before we give this thing a rating, I will say that I think that because they are they're from Iceland, right?
Yep.
An Icelandic band. There's a track called Free the Slaves, and I think that kind of is not politically correct.
I don't think they're talking about those slaves.
I know, but it's a sketchy title for a song. In the song, he says, I want to free the slave in me. right? But like, I think that we over here view freeing the slaves very differently than other countries view that.
Well, yeah.
So
their own background is going to come into it more.
Yes, yeah. So I just thought that was kind of odd, and I mean, I like that song, but like, it's just a weird track listing.
More or less, if someone
title.
goes look at the track listing, you don't want people to be like, why are they endorsing this?
Yeah. It's not like that, but
right.
Yeah.
On. Well, as you know, I think I speak for all three of us. To me, context matters.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm aware that we live in a society where someone just looks at a song title and goes, "Oh, you're canceled." But let's all get past that as adults.
Yeah. Listen to the lyrics.
And actually, you know what this reminds me? I meant to at the early top of the show. I meant to give a shout out to, and I think I've told you guys this before. There's a show called I Had to Say It, and their host Aaron is like our biggest champion. Like if anybody on social media ever asks for a social media or for a podcast recommendation, he's like, you should listen to these guys. So I was listening to his latest episode today, and he was talking a whole lot about like people in society and how like just because you think you're owed things or like you think you deserve respect, like no, you have to earn it and so on, you know. So anyways, us talking about the how the title might offend somebody who's not even looking into it.
And I'm certain somebody will get offended, but like that's not.
But don't.
Yeah, don't. Listen to the fucking record, man.
Yeah, just stop what you're doing and don't be offended.
Yes.
And before you know what you're talking about. You know, and then also, this is a super awkward way to do it, but really everybody should listen to I Had to Say It. His episodes are great. You'll a whole lot of you going, "Yup," when you listen to it. You're like, it's literally, and I love the name of the show because it's like I had to say it. You're like, someone said it. Finally.
That sounds like it's right up your alley.
It so is. It absolutely is.
I feel like you are, when people say they yell at the radio when we're on, I feel like you do that to that show.
Mm-hmm. I brought that up because when I initially looked at it, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
and I listened to it, and I was like, that's not as weird.
But then you followed up.
Yeah, and I followed up and listened to it, but I'm almost certain that somebody was going to mention it that we listened to at some point.
Right on.
So I figured I would just throw that out there.
No, I appreciate it.
It's no brown sugar, so.
What's
it's no brown sugar.
No, right. Yeah. Somewhere right this second, and every second that someone's going to listen to this episode, someone is playing brown sugar on open radio.
Yes.
So
for sure. And that's just okay.
Yeah, and we're in the clear.
Yeah.
By the brown sugar meter, we're clear.
Yes.
So having said that, we do always give these ratings, these albums.
Wait, you said no stinkers?
Rating. Yeah, there's no stinkers, yes, but I have issues with the album sequencing.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Invincible. Okay. There's truly only the one song that's terrible on that record, but I gave it a lower rating. But yes, I gave it a lower rating because of sequencing issues that I had with it. So we will go to Kyle first before we get to Michelle's 10 out of 10. And Kyle, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the record?
I gave it an 8.
An 8?
Just because it's a fucking jam of a record, and I've literally listened to this thing. I don't even know 100.
So why not a 10?
Literally, it's just not a 10 out of 10, man.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would be for Kyle would be the Black Album.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that sarcastically. Like he loves that record.
I probably would give Metallica's Black Album a 10 out of 10.
I think, dude, even people that claim to hate that record got to tell you that's it's one of the best metal records of all time.
Yeah, but I'm going to go.
Michelle, Kyle and I are going to record another episode real quick.
I'm going to go with an 8. The track listing or the track sequencing does not bother me like it does you. So
I'm so critical of track.
Yeah, and I thought that it was like different than when I was listening to it, obviously, but it didn't bother me like I said, like it did with Invincible.
I'm gonna put bands on notice going forward. Let people know I'm critical of track listing.
Should they run it by you first?
I would appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, I can fix a lot of bands' problems. If in 2001, if MJ had given me a little ringy dingy, Invincible would have been. Yeah, I could have fixed it.
I also put in there the fact that I've literally listened to this thing probably 100 times, and I'm not sick of it yet.
Right, which is rad.
So it's just I'm still going.
I would say pretty much every time we go somewhere, it's on in the car.
Yeah.
When I sat down to make my notes, 3 or 4 songs in, I literally was like, God, I need to listen to this more. You know what I mean? Like I don't not know it. I have listened to it a couple of times, but like literally as I was making my notes, I was like, shit, I need to listen to this album more.
And the CD that we got for free that came with the record.
It came with our tickets.
It came with the tickets. Literally, as soon as it came in the mail, I told her that the CD came, and she was like, "Oh, are you going to put it in your car?" And before she even asked me, it was already in my car.
Right on.
He's the only one with a CD player in his car.
So 8 out of 10, would buy, did buy, bought in several formats, stole the CD from your pregnant girlfriend.
Yes.
That's a ringing endorsement.
All those things.
So, Michelle, what is your rating? How do you not have your mind made up on this already? If you want to give it a 10, give it a 10.
I would say this is probably a 10.
That's a 10 for you? I say for you. Holy cow.
There's a vast difference.
Yeah. Now, you know what's weird before I give you my rating on it? If someone was new to KALEO, I would hands down tell them to listen to this album first.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're going to get way more of a range.
You get everything.
Yeah.
With this record, the one the self-titled one, I feel like is definitely like the one where they're like figuring themselves out.
For sure.
Which is probably why you can't find it anywhere.
Which is a great way to be on your first album.
Yes.
I just feel like they've gone backwards from a lot of records.
So why is it a 10?
Because it's amazing. There's nothing bad that I can say about it.
I have to let that amazing analysis wash
That's
over.
literally the most you answer that you could have come up with.
It was like listening to a Aaron Sorkin monologue there just now. I was like, wow, this is so in depth.
I feel like it sounds great. Like the production is great on it. I feel like lyrically it's amazing. I feel like he's on point with his voice is what drew me to the band to begin with. That's all over the record. I feel like
got a great voice.
I feel like they've definitely grown into themselves. They're not scared to do other stuff now, and it shows. And I don't have anything bad to say about it at all.
Right on.
Other than it took a year.
Yeah, which is not their fault. It was
maybe it is
the fault of. Oh, wait! Are you saying now that KALEO started the pandemic?
That is a wild accusation.
Yeah, we don't even know how to pronounce their name, and Michelle's trying to put a worldwide pandemic on them.
No, I'm saying maybe they delayed it.
Boy, they started that worldwide pandemic where hundreds of thousands of people died, but they did put out a great record, though. 10 out of 10 for the album, 0 out of 10 for the pandemic. So for me, this record is once again a 7 out of 10. That's 2 album reviews in a row, and all 3 points are deducted for the sequencing. And I know that that's my pet thing. Let me put it this way. If the rest of the record sounded like the first 3 or 4 songs, I would have a much bigger problem with this record. Because it's the same thing, and it's not even close to the same band. But I've told you about this for years about like Buck Cherry. When Buck Cherry puts out an album, it should be called These Are More Buck Cherry Songs.
Right.
And I don't I already own that album. It's one of the reasons why Guns N' Roses fans don't understand why I love Chinese Democracy so much. It's because I already own Appetite. Yeah. Like I don't need Appetite again, or like Pearl Jam Yield. They took 4 records to become a band good enough to make Yield. I like that the sequencing is done in the way that a new listener could progress into their new sound. But for me, it's the records. It's almost like 2 different albums for me. Like where this sounds like their old stuff, and then
I totally hear that.
And like if it's sequenced that way on purpose, great. Yeah, I might give them another half point.
Oh boy,
I might get fancy if it was done that way on purpose. But it's hard to say. It's just like Invincible. Like there's no if you put on any song on the record right now, I'm not going to be like turn that off. I hate that song. But as it sits as an album is how I'm judging it.
We know we didn't talk about his first tracks. You didn't like the first, like we were always saying opening tracks on an album.
Not in our album reviews, but
yeah,
go on.
Do.
No,
I always mention it.
Then that's you mentioning that you like the opening tracks.
Yeah, it does get mentioned, but it's not like a thing that we.
No, but I was just wondering what you thought about
opening tracks. We have the same format
tracks.
every time.
No, I was just wondering how you felt about the opening track since you didn't like the. Not that you didn't like it. It was just more KALEO.
The first thing I said when I dropped the needle on the first side was uh-oh. Because
you shit your pants because it was so amazing.
Yes.
That was a poop
I didn't give you the full quote. I didn't give you the full quote. What I said the first time was, uh-oh, someone's diaper's full. And I was, of course, talking about me. No, but I literally out loud said, uh-oh, because I was scared that this is a Buck Cherry album. And I don't hate their second record. I love it, but I already own their second record.
Now, I know that you guys both said that you would recommend this record to someone who's new to them to listen to first. Mm-hmm. Do you think that if they listened to this first and they went back and listened to their older stuff, they'd be like, what the fuck?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like if people listen to this first and then they'd go back and be like, oh, okay, this is where they came from. Like, because the first half sounds like that.
I do feel like there's a lot on their second record or whatever that is just in the air supply. Like you were saying, it was on commercials and it's in TV shows. Well, I just texted you guys last week that like there was 3 of my stories that I watch on TV that had various KALEO songs on it. They're everywhere now. So I feel like the first album is more familiar to people. This is just more like epic.
Yeah, I agree. I like everything about it. Like I said, even from the presentation on vinyl, everything like it's all grander. But if anything, like Michelle said, I feel like if somebody was, let's say because of this episode, somebody goes, "Oh, I'm going to go listen to this third album," right? And then they go back. Almost every song on the second record, they're going to be like, "I saw that commercial." You know,
no, they're going to be like, "I've seen this before. I've heard this before."
Yeah, you guys I thought these guys were just commercial people.
You guys both mentioned the album artwork earlier. I also think that the album artwork itself is as deep as the lyrics are on the album, which is awesome too, because usually album art, well, a lot of the time it's just bullshit that has nothing to do with the record itself. Yeah.
Oh, being a Pink Floyd fan, I don't know what that's like. It's like the most well thought out cover art ever that has everything to do with the lyrics. That's another thing that I'm very critical of album artwork because I came up with Floyd, and everything has like. Every minor detail has something to do with the message.
Right. I thought you meant like you invented Floyd. Like I came up with it.
Oh, Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely did.
It's like, what?
Yeah, not a lot of people know that. Like,
now Grandpa's talking crazy.
David and Roger are very publicly still having their feud right now, and I'm just sitting back reaping all the rewards because everyone knows I wrote everything.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Having said that, we are going to wrap up this album review, and this does wrap up season 3. Hooray for us! Yay for us! Yay for us! Let me just.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, this is our 3rd season?
This was season 3. Yeah, we've been doing this for a year and a half. We did 2 seasons in the first year, and then this is our 3rd season. It would just be the same thing if somebody didn't require 2 weeks off every 6 months. That's why we're doing seasons.
And now we've gotten so far that we have a crowd cheering for us at the end of the season. So, we're progressing here.
Oh, so that wasn't just in my head?
No.
Sweet.
That was the crowd.
So, having said that, we very famously, very much, the family is expanding here, and we plan to take a couple of weeks off from the show. We will still have those 4 YouTube videos available for you while we're off. When we return next season, I believe, unless something gargantuan happens, we're going to continue our format, which seems pretty popular, of us doing like a topic in general or interviews. Now that everybody's going back to touring, I assume I'm going to line up some more interviews for us. And then every other episode will be an album review, except we are going to add in a crowdsourced album review, which we've been asked for. Like a lot of people have been like, hey, I really like hearing the albums that you guys like, but what about the albums I like? We've had 3 or 4, and Michelle is shaking her head now. So what we're going to do when we return in the next season is we're going to do the usual rotation of album reviews. Michelle got an extra in because of it being the end of season 3. So when we come back, when we start the album reviews over with another pick from Michelle, then we'll go through Kyle, then me. Then if you're not following us on social media and you want your voice to be heard, you need to be following us on social media because we're going to start doing album reviews that are crowdsourced. And I already fear some of the albums that we're going to get. I believe there's going to be some people that are picking albums for the lulls that they know that I won't like, or, well, there's so little that Michelle does like.
I really hope that people pick things that we never talk about, so we like listen to stuff that we don't normally listen to.
Yeah, and I think that's the idea too, is that some people are like, you're never going to talk about this unless I bring it up. You know what I mean? Which is cool. So I don't think people are going to be real pleased with Michelle's thoughts on what they want to hear.
Or maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Right. Well, probably not.
Don't hold your breath.
I've known you for almost 20 years, and I've yet to be pleasantly surprised.
Maybe you'll be fucking surprised.
Yeah, that I've been.
There you go.
That I've been a lot. So anyways, on behalf of the 3 of us, thank you so much for being with us. Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye. Bye. For 2 weeks.
The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.